See, generally, when people come here, they ask the question, does God exist? And generally, they ask for proof for the existence of God. Show me God exists. Prove to me God exists. But what I want to share with you today is, if we just think, what we will realize is that God is undeniable. You cannot deny this reality. He is self-evident. God says in the Quran, we will show them, and really pay attention to this, we will show them our signs within the horizons and within themselves, until it becomes manifest, it becomes clear to them. This is the truth. Now let's think about this for a second today. Let's look within ourselves and let's look within the universe. Let's look at these realities and let's see what conclusion we come to. I want to point out two realities today. Just two realities. Number one, our minds, our ability to think, higher level thought, our reliable cognitive faculties. Something all of you can attest to right now. Something all of you are using right now. As I speak and as you guys listen to me, you are processing what I'm saying. You are using your cognitive faculties. The question I want to pose and ask you guys is, where do these faculties stem from? Where do they come from? Other creatures think, but we have higher level thought. See, if we look at it from a naturalistic perspective, if we look at it from atheism or naturalism, we cannot account for our abilities to think. We cannot account for our cognitive faculties, because evolution is only concerned with adaptive behavior, with survival. Now I want to ask you the question, since when did doing mathematics, since when did pondering over philosophy, since when did understanding physics and logic ever help in survival, ever help in reproduction? It doesn't make sense, but from the Islamic perspective, it makes complete sense. Our reliable cognitive faculties make complete sense. Why? It goes back to our purpose. See, in the Quran, God says He created humankind to worship Him. Now worship is comprehensive and something we can discuss later, but we are designed to worship. Now worship is an action. Worship is an action, and actions we do by intent, right? We do actions by intent, and the very fact that we have reliable cognitive faculties from an Islamic perspective makes sense, because to worship God, we need to understand why we need to worship Him. And this is why in the Quran, whenever God speaks about His worship or leads us to His worship, He speaks about His signs. He alludes to His signs. And to understand His signs, we need to be able to think. We need to be able to reflect. We need to be able to comprehend. Hence, He gave us the ability to reason. He gave us the ability to think and to ponder and to reflect, so it could lead us to His worship. And what else is profound is that this universe is intelligible. Not only do we have reliable cognitive faculties, but the universe is intelligible. How do you account for this in naturalism or atheism? How do you account for the fact that the universe is mathematically coherent? How do you account for the fact that there are laws in the universe? The laws of physics, the laws of logic. How do you account for this? How do you account for the fine-tuning in the universe? You can't. On naturalism, it doesn't make sense. Think about this. I'll make it simple. Think about this. How can blind, random, irrational, illogical, random processes lead to a rational, intelligible universe, lead to reliable cognitive faculties, lead to higher level thought, the ability to distinguish between truth and falsehood? It doesn't make sense, people. The only way we can account for these things is through God. This is the best inference. This is the most rational inference. And I leave you with this. I want to leave you with one more thing I want you to really think about. Really think about this. If you want to claim that about 14 billion years ago, as scientists tell us roughly, 14 billion years ago, the universe popped into existence by chance, and then you want to claim this universe was governed by laws, distinctive laws which we can perceive as human beings. And then you want to claim that this universe was also fine-tuned to the nth degree, to such a precise degree. And then you want to claim about 4 billion years ago, this earth just popped into existence. And then you want to claim this earth fell into this precise space, this precise zone in our solar system, what the scientists call the Goldilocks zone. if you want to claim this, and then you want to claim the atmospheric form, and then you want to claim that peak, that life just popped into existence, something no scientist to date has been able to account for, the emergence of life. And then you want to claim the human beings emerged who have these amazing faculties to think and to ponder and to understand this intelligible universe. If you want to claim all of these things are by chance and happen by random, then go ahead. Go ahead. But realize that you're not fooling anyone except yourself. You're not fooling anyone except yourself. So think about this one reality. Wake up and really think and turn to the Quran and realize when the Quran says, and the Quran encourages human beings to think and to reflect and to ponder, it's for the reason so we realize who we are, where we've come from, where we're going, who we are compared to the Creator, and what our purpose is, to worship Him. I thank you all for listening. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.